Right, junior women, riders ready?
Hey, what's up, folks? It is Lance freaking Hepler here. We are at Portland Trophy Cup week number 2. Look at the vibes and all the people that are hanging out in the party zone in front of the double barriers. This is race 2. I am racing the 50-plus field. Managed to get on the front row for the start and actually got a pretty decent start. But I had a little mishap not too far into the race on this first lap, but we will get to that in a moment. I was actually feeling pretty good. Things were rolling along pretty well for me. There's a couple of guys up ahead of me that weren't here last week. Actually, all 3 guys ahead of me are from the Cyclepath team. Joe Santos, Joe Reynolds, and who's the other one? It is, wait a minute, why can't I remember? Dan Sprouse, that's it. So these 3 guys are all doing good. But this is in an evening race. You can see the sun's about to set. And I spent the afternoon chasing the wind a little bit. The wind was kind of howling, and I couldn't resist it on my road bike, and so I jumped on my bike for a few miles and took a couple KOMs that I've been eyeing with a favorable tailwind and a hearty amount of effort. And so, yeah, so I thought, is this really going to affect my race today? Is it not? Is this stupid? But what do I care? We're just racing. We're just having fun. Chasing those cams were also really fun. And so, surprisingly, when this race started, my legs felt pretty good. And I'm like, okay, maybe that little bit of wake-up call maybe did well. So, anyway, here we are. Lap 1, I just got past Joe Reynolds. There's 2 guys up ahead of me, Joe Santos, Dan Sprouse. These guys weren't here last week. Joe Santos in the light, these guys are on the same team, even though they were in different jerseys. But the guy in the light jersey, Joe Santos, who's in the lead right here, he got injured a few months ago and has not been able to train very well. So today did not go well for him. He had a couple of fantastic laps and then had to pull out. But here at this point, I'm on their wheels, and one's on a single speed, the other's on a mountain bike, and I just decided, you know what? I'm going right now. Let's just go to the front, see if I can gap these guys. I did have my gravel tires on, so they were 45s, and it was favorable in this long straight. So I get around these guys, I geared up and just kind of drilled it and hit it as hard as I could. Just trying to make a little gap on this straight section because I was going to be faster through this straight section than both those guys, and so I went for it. So pedaling hard and go through this bumpy dip right here, bloop, and my chain comes off, and it won't come back on. It won't get back on. Okay, jump off. Let's check it out. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people passed me while I put my chain on. Now, I only lost 10 seconds there, which really isn't that much to get my chain back on. I tried not to panic. That's the biggest thing, is don't try to rush it and make it worse. Just get the chain back on and then put a couple digs in to see how I go. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I was in the lead and I was feeling good and it was all gonna be okay. And this is Sal Colera on next to me here. I've been racing him all year already. And I thought, okay, just go get back on. Now you may ask, why did my chain drop? I haven't had a chain drop in a cyclocross race in years. So I race a giant TCX cyclocross bike. It's a 1x, it's SRAM, and I've had really good luck with it. Do I have a chain keeper on? No, because I took it off for a couple of muddy races where it was actually impeding things when it was all really muddy. So I took it off and I never put the chain keeper back on because, I hadn't dropped a chain. I'd had pretty good luck. So I guess the chain keeper is going back on for the remaining dry races. So we'll see how it goes. So here's Joe Santos. His fitness is catching up to him here a little bit. He's super fast. He's beat me dozens and dozens of times. But, you know, peaks and valleys at this age. We're all over 50, peaks and valleys. And so I got past him. It took me, and what do you know? Here's the leaders. There's Webster, and up ahead of him, James Green, and up ahead of him, Dan Sprouse. And it took me 2 solid laps to catch back up to these guys, and I burned some matches getting back in. I was very motivated to get back up here. I think we ended up doing 6 laps in this race. Was it 6? I can't remember. We did 6 laps, but I had this little sideline here by the fence, and you can see this little fence was smoother instead of riding the off-camber stuff, and boom, boom, I got around these guys. So here we are, back right at the front of the race. It took me 2 laps to get back there, and I thought, okay, let's just let's hang on right here. But I eventually got back into the lead of the race, which I was thrilled with myself. My legs are feeling good. But Dan Sprouse is on his full suspension bike, and we have some stairs right here. And if you can see right there, Dan can ride up the stairs. I had to dismount, and so did everybody else, which is fine. If you want to race your mountain bike, it is heavier and not quite faster in the turns, but on the barriers that you can bunny hop easier at our age and stuff like that, it all helped. But I paid the price for those fast laps. Me and James Green. This is James Green right ahead of me. He rides for Trusty Switchblade. He is a great dude. He is one of my frenemies. We have raced together a lot for, 7 or 8 years. So it's always fun to race with him. I've kind of had his number all year, but man, today we battled for the last 2 laps. So me and James, here we are coming in together. This is the second to last time over the barriers, and we are battling. We are neck and neck. At this point, Webster Wilson and Dan Sprouse are up. They're like 20 seconds ahead of us, and we weren't bringing them back. Nobody else was catching me and James, and so we traded poles for a little while, and then he attacked with half a lap to go, and I had paid the price for my 2 hot laps trying to catch back on, and I just could not stay with James. Hell yeah, James, way to go, buddy. You freaking, that was some fun racing. That's why I come do these things. I'm not going to win all these races. And any one of us can be better than anybody else on any given moment, and so James had my number today, so I ended up 4th out of about 40 in this field, which was a blast. I think Webster ended up winning. He got around Dan Sprouse at the end because he was on the lighter, faster cyclocross bike, which he could sprint on a little bit better. James was 3rd. I ended up 4th. So all fantastic. There's Santos and Webster and Dan Sprouse. And we have our little post-race debrief and explain what happened. And
That was
make
tough.
fun
I
of each
caught back
other
on, but
and make
then that was it.
excuses
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
I've been done so long, I fucking changed.
Nice to go, right? Web.
Yeah, well,
Nice racing, man.
Yeah, we both dropped our chain at the same time.
Oh, seriously?
So it was a good time, man.
That dip
That
was
dip
rough
got
and
me too.
Oh, no,
Pro-
you were
Portland
a
Trophy
gentleman.
Cup is
I thought you were
always
stopping to
fun,
help
so-
him out. I was like,
he's like,
We
hey, I
will
work
race
in the
again
shop.
this weekend. My daughter, this is my grand dog. This is Birdie Bo, my grand dog. That is my wife on the right, Brandy, and my daughter-in-law, Julie, and it's their dog. And that's James Green on the left. Here's my family. Birdie wanted to come say hi, so I said hi. So it was cool to have it. From here on out, I was pretty smoked after a pretty hard day and a hard effort. But then you hang out and watch all the races. The women's race and the 1-2 races, single speed races, end up being after sunset, so it is dark. Everybody's got lights. It just is a cool, fun vibe to be here. So I hung out and watched some of the racing happening and tried to encourage people and yell at some of my friends and enjoy it. And so Portland Trophy Cup off the chain again. Very good. Lots of fun. Another dry, fast race. We will get some rain at some point, but not yet. So we'll see how that goes. Here are some Are these single speeders? I don't know. Look at them going up and down this thing. They seem to be more nimble than this 55-year-old body. So, too much fun. And hey, look, there's James Green lining up for the single speed race. Way to go, James. Hey, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. We will have some more videos coming up this weekend because the racing continues.